Purab coming to you with a very youthful energy. The movie is about a lot of youngsters, as whatever we caught from the preview. When you took on the challenge of being part of Fatso, and of course it's received rich reviews, how much of a challenge was it to accept the concept, the script, and say, okay, I want to be part of this team? And once you are in the water, you're a man who's dead.
I think that was the only conflict of the film, that I said, Rajat, I want to be in the whole film. How do I do that? He said, you can't, you leave in the first half. So, but wanting to work with Rajat is something that I've wanted to do for a very long time. Actually, it's something that he also doesn't know, but many years ago when I just joined on to Channel V, and Vinay Pathak used to be a good friend because he was working on a TV show with me, and him and Rajat used to do a lot of rehearsals at home. And there's another friend of ours, Pia, also, who had gone for all those rehearsals, and I went to his house just to see what was there, and I got really scared and I ran away. Until date, I keep telling him, what play are you doing next? What play are you doing next? So I've liked his style of working, and I like him as a person. You know, when you're around Rajat, you just feel like there's someone there. You know, he makes a great director because he's just so present and so aware of everything that's going around, and he makes you feel very comfortable when you're around him. So as actors, we just want someone to take care of us all the time, and you feel theek hai, Rajat hai to sab chalega. So that is definitely one of the reasons I wanted to work with him for a very long time. And yes, I was also very upset with him when he said that you're only in half the film. So I said I want to do more, but there's always another time to work with him. I'm sure we'll work together again. Wanting to do the film for the film itself, I think it's a fantastic film. The story is quite unique in today's day and time, the kind of films we see that come out of Bollywood. I think very few tell the story of this kind, of this, for the lack of any better explanation, for this community of people, very urban, very today, and I think this film really depicts a lot of that. And I often see a lot of that audience complaining, saying that their kind of cinema is not made. You know, so this was a great opportunity for them to see something that was made for them, and it's a beautiful romantic comedy. So there was no way I was going to say no to it. Shooting the film, of course, was a lot of fun. Short for me, longer for them. But the few days that I spent on the set, which I think must have been about 15 or 20 days. All of it was great fun, and everybody on the film except Gul. In fact, this is the first film Gul and me worked together on. We had shot Turning 30 after this film. So Gul was the only person, and probably Gunjan, that I didn't know before. But both the boys, Ranveer and Neil, I knew before. We were friends. So it was a fun shoot to be on.
And I'd like to remind those of you who have joined us out here, we'll be giving from the tables. This is the audio series.
Yeah, in fact, you know, that's something that's really superb in the film, is the music. I think, especially the two songs that I like a lot. One is Hi Re Re and the other one is I'm Very Sorry. These two songs are really beautiful songs. In fact, if you go into my car right now and put on my music system, one of these two will be playing.
And for every question raised out this evening, you raise a question, you're going to get one of these audio CDs.
Then you're going to take all of them.
Okay, taking it on, you mentioned we've been talking about innovation. You've been talking about your personal experience getting involved with it. Finally, it looks to be something more like a comedy of tragedies.
Comedy of tragedies. Rajat, you want to answer that? No. Well, I think
for this I will give you one music CD.
One music CD you get free. But I think I mean it's when you're making a film, it's serious business. You're making a fun film. You're making a film that is supposed to entertain in a very light-hearted way. So generally the mood on the set is very happy and very everyone's laughing and the funny things happening. So it may seem all very funny and a fun place to be, but at the end of the day, there is somebody's money going into making that film, and I think Rajat and his production house are quite a responsible production, and that mood also is there, that you know you're there for a reason and you're making a film, and we're all putting in a lot of hard work to make it happen.
Very different concept of heaven, if that was something that was depicted. You know,
that was the first.
Where did this idea come out? It's absolutely
that was the first day of shooting. I walked into the set and I said, "Oh God, what production have I got into? Let me run away."
Okay, let's give it to those of you out here. Anyone's got a question? Kindly raise your hand. And apart from the core making of the film, we also got the audio of the album, the music album going out. So that's a promise. You have a question, we've got an album for you.
Just ask it for the album. It's a good album. Oh, there you go, brave boy. You get two.
You were talking about the fact that there's a lot of improvisation happening on the sets, and when you're writing, it's something else. I usually, there are times when there were no scripts in Hindi films, and now we are coming to a point where filmmakers like Anurag Kashyap have us stay very true to the script. They don't change. I've heard a lot that they never change the written word, and now I hear from you about the.
There are ways and ways of working. There is no right or wrong way. It's like somebody wants to do an oil paint work, somebody wants to do a watercolor, somebody wants to just use his hands and charcoal or whatever. There is no right or wrong way. Whoever you are, you must try and find that. There are of course great filmmakers who have followed their script to the T and done storyboards and there are great filmmakers like that. It's their way. There are, at the same time, great filmmakers who almost started, like Godard made his films all improvised, more or less. He would start with a one-page idea. Or our teachers, Manikol or Kumar Shani, hardly had scripts. So there is no fixed way of doing things. I think my idea is that we have a script. We work very hard on the script. It's not that we don't write. It often takes 3 years, 4 years. You do a draft and you throw it away. After 6 months, you go back to it and it changes. So you keep working on a script for about 3 years, I think. Sometimes it falls into place, sometimes it does not. But it is not just because you have a bound script. It does not. It's not the Bible, you're not bound by it. And if a better idea comes to you tomorrow, you're not going to reject it because no, it's not in the script. Or if your actor says, I want to do it like this, you're not going to reject it. I think that's being rigid, to my mind. I also feel that you change every day, hopefully. You're growing every day. So, and I wrote this script 2 years back, I'm shooting it now. Surely I've changed, Also, again, like I said, we're not making a film on a Hollywood scale. We're not saying, okay, I want a room like this, and then you create a room like this and get into it. No. You write a room, but you don't really have an idea in your head what kind of a room. Finally, what you get is what it is. You plan sunlight, but it's raining that day. So everything is improvisation. You improvise all the time. I don't see how you can not improvise. I think it'll be just being rigid, and I think sometimes it can result in a very bad film if you're not open. Not open to ideas, not open to stimulus, not open to influences at the moment. Something is changing you every minute. Our interaction is changing you and changing me. So maybe tomorrow I'll be a different person and and kill myself and